Alright, folks. Let's get this set up. Alright, chat, we got our new lab chair. Want it to stand. I don't think I need to turn on anything here, right? Nope. Oh, I do actually. Right. Right here. Hello, Mr. Gloves. Hello, Boardstein. How you doing? I have to do this on my phone, so I apologize if I don't get to your messages right away. As kind of have to grab my phone to see them, but I can see them pop up at least. But we are ready. Start on low power. I don't know if you can see it, chat, but the tip of this guy is vibrating very fast. Working pretty well. So the plan is we're going to get close to this guy. see how it goes. Cam, a little bit more left from your POV, a little closer. Left from my POV. Let me see what I can do here. This is a smidgen more left. If I hold you down like this. Alright, that's about as much of my left anyway that I can get it. Let me see what I can do here. Okay, this looks a bit better on the phone at least. Let's see. This is definitely better than having to stand. Some of this shale is harder than I thought it would be. Guess you're not really a digging tool. Head just bonked each at. These gloves definitely don't make it easy. Let's see. Maybe I should use my other stylus head soon. Once I remove the matrix here. You know what? I'll keep this on for the other ones I have. And then I'll switch it out all at once later. Right, I forgot you're a low power too. Let's see how strong you are. I don't need you too strong for this, but some of this matrix in the back is definitely stronger. Yeah, it's no problem for you. Wonder how loud this is for you, chat. Is this too loud for you or not really? It's a little annoying with this tip is I have to keep a rotation in my hand as I'm doing it. Let's see what you're saying, chat. Morning, KK. Looks like delicate work. Hey, Sponge Salad. How you doing? Perfect. Awesome. Not that loud for you? Awesome. Good to know. Wow, that really did not use much air pressure either. How do you know that you're not going too deep? So, let's see if I can bring this guy out. So I'm starting from the edge here. It is hard to say, especially because with this material, it's about the same color as the rock. This is some ancient Godzilla. Yeah. Well, that's also why I'm starting on the ones that are less pretty to me, because I have better specimens. Like over here, it broke off way before I got it. So what I'm doing now is I'm using this like thicker tip to push the matrix up. And then I'm going to use my finer tip to try and get to the edge of it. It's okay if I damage it, but I'm trying not to. Deep though, this I don't want to like point the tool into this, like directly into it, because it's not a digging tool. You know, I'm not like I'm not pushing the tool that hard. I'm really just pushing the rock into the tool and letting the chisel vibrations do the work. So I think I've removed enough of the matrix, maybe a little more on the top there. Yeah, I'll do a little more on the top there, and then I'll show you my next piece. I'll run through a couple pieces with the big chisel, and then we can try with the much finer tip point. This is the this model has a couple different chisel types associated with it. It's kind of an all-rounder. So it has a maybe I shouldn't put this on the live button. There we go. What was I saying? Oh, yeah, this is the all-rounder. And maybe what I can do in the future, chat, I'm not sure how I do it for my phone, but when I get the monitor up and running, this isn't my normal computer that I use. I can get you guys to listen to the sweet tunes that I'm listening to. to make this more of a vibe stream. Let's see what we can do here. Don't do that. Like, I'm barely turning this on. This is low power. Because these pieces I have aren't... maybe one of my pieces I'll use high power on. But most of the pieces I have here are... it's slate. So, it comes off in these smaller... fragmentary pieces. Sometimes they do come out in big slabs, but not always. Also, there is a little bit of shell there, I think. Oh, hello? There we go. Just had to wake it up, chat. But I have a pretty good idea of the shape of this fossil, because I have other ones. So it's a very nice starting point. This tip I have here is less for the delicate work. But I think it's still doing a pretty good job considering everything. Like, it's taking more of my energy, chat, to hold this pen than it is to dig through here. I'm just letting the vibrations do the work. But this is my first... Oh, I've used this a little bit, but this is my first maybe serious attempt in using this. So I'm excited, chat. I'm just glad this seat is working so well, too. Air pressure is fine. Let's see, what are you guys saying? Cool, nice to know. I appreciate that. I like to yap about these kinds of things. Told you to get a stool. I did get a stool, Aka. This worked. Nice. I still have to, like, hunch over a bit to, like, use it, but I'm not, like, straining my back that much. Not really. My hand is actually straining more. So, this is the first piece of the handful that I have here. This is a spirophid brachiopod. This is from the Middle Devonian. This one is, I believe this is Mucrospirifer. It's a pretty common one you'll find here. Find at least where I dig. But I do like the shape. It's hard to find them in really good condition though, because they like, the way their shape is, they're easy to like just like and like break off a piece, just like here. It's just because your hand isn't used to it. Give it some time, it won't be strained. I agree. It's also just like I haven't used this tool before at this angle. I think it will improve. So let me show you. It's the second piece I want to do with you guys. Not that one. I believe this is this is another Mucrospirifer. This one looks a bit nicer, but it's still not perfect. I don't know if the lighting is too good here, chat. Let's see, maybe if I put it under here. Is this better? So this is a much smaller Mucrospirifer. But I wanted some practice in actually kind of excavating this part here. The other one was kind of out there for the most part. This is a little excavation practice. And this is a pretty thick piece of shale, so there might be even more in here if I can find it. Often shale breaks on plains, and this one has pretty good detail too. On plains where the fossils are, so it usually doesn't even take the fossil with it, it just snaps because the fossil makes the rock weak, probably via air pockets or just general geometry. The only annoying part about this current setup, chat, is I have to keep flipping the phone over to see what you guys are saying. It's because my monitor isn't working, otherwise I'd have a camera there instead of my my phone. But I'm glad the quality hasn't really dropped. And yeah, this has barely used any of the air pressure here, so it looks like we can get a lot of time out of this before I have to recharge. Let's try a little bit stronger than before, chat. Let's see how that works. I get used to grabbing it with these gloves. Eventually, I think I'll have a setup at my home where I'll wear a mask and I won't need this. Oh yeah, this is way stronger. So, yeah, these vibrations, it might be hard to see here, chat, but these vibrations basically make the rock here pop off. And the hope is, these fossils are pretty, I mean, they're delicate if I like put the tool on it, but I can like put my hand on it and stuff. That's also why these are so nice. These have been at my house for a while, so they've settled. When I was picking them up in the field, it was like very hot days, and the black shale here really absorbed the heat, and the fossils would just crumble in my hands. But now, I find once I bring them home, they're a lot sturdier to work with. Although, if I really cared about this fossil, I think I would put some consolidant on it first. That would be like a plastic glue layer to protect it a bit more. See, look, it just popped off. That's what we're looking for, chat. Originally, I wasn't going to have this stream today. I had some plans. But, surprise. You guys could... This stream should be pretty long. I'm thinking like 4 hours in total or so. gonna be a lot of practice. Because where I'm gonna go next weekend is I'm gonna get a lot of these similar kinds of fossils, or at least similar matrix. So I wanted to get my practice in. Oh, this is definitely more effective. And I know there's no fossil there. One thing I'm going to have to learn too is with other fossils, especially vertebrate fossils, I'm going to have to learn how to glue them together and keep all the pieces and keep track of all the pieces as best I can. Because even when you clean them, I'm sure pieces will pop off. This is getting comfier, chat. Can already tell the difference. Awesome. That's what we're hoping for. That was my plan for a minute there. Well, obviously the higher power uses this air pressure a lot more. We're about not even a little over halfway through the tank. Oh. Hello, I'm new. Can I ask what this is for? Almost betray of the weekly stream? Almost. I did a little bit on Friday. From plumbing to digging. yeah, the plumbing's all good for now. It's, I have an air filter and water filter here. So Fossil isn't getting any of that. And hey, Gabzeal127, pleasure to meet you. This is fossil prepping. So what I'm doing is I'm taking this Air Scribe here, this guy, and I'm running it through this condenser, which has pressurized air. And what's happening here is the tip of this pen is vibrating really, really fast. Like, think thousands of times a second. It's like a tungsten tip. And I am trying to remove the matrix on the rock around this fossil as delicately as I can without harming the fossil. And I think I'm doing a pretty good job here. Like, this is the shell of a brachiopod. I'm assuming it's symmetric enough here. It hasn't broken off inside, so I'm trying to clean around it the best I can. And this is starting to make me feel a bit confident. So after we play around with this one for a while, let me give you a sneak peek on what I'm thinking of doing next. I have two choices here, and this one isn't a shell. Well, I guess there's a shell on here. Can you see from here, chat? Alright, let me move this. So, what's over here looks really good as professional. Oh, thank you. You have to blame the fossil too. The fossil has really good texture. So, this is a shell that has been it's been mineralized a bit differently than other shells around it. It is kind of squashed too, but it is a shell, and it's very metallic, and it's reflecting. A little harder to see here, but in my hands, I promise you, this is a metal. But I don't care about that because it's a squashed shell. So right here, you may be able to see that is the pygdium, I believe that's the word for it, of a trilobite. Basically the butt of a trilobite. And it's a little worn there, but I have a feeling that it's not so worn in here. So we're going to try to excavate this enrolled trilobite. At least I believe it's enrolled. It's giving me the idea that it is enrolled and full in there. There we go. Now you're focusing. It's hard. There's thick glass here and like a sheet of plastic, so it doesn't always focus. But yeah, we're trying to clean up these fossils that I got. And then, if we can get through that chat, I have nice ass. Yeah, funnily enough, that's how I find most of my trilobites, ass up. Usually you just find like the molts of a trilobite. And this one very well may be a molt as well. But it's a bit thicker than I usually find them. So I'm thinking this might be an articulated trilobite in here. Hopefully. So I definitely want to try excavating this guy. I think I know which species he is too. I'd have to look at it a little closer. Yeah, it might be not the most common species there, but it might be like the second species. I think it's Bellicartwrighta, or at least that's what its name was at one point. But it's one I'd like to try to excavate. I can even see like the impressions of like some fan-shaped, I forget what it's called on the pygdium. It has like a fan-shaped appendage on it. Some trilobites have them much more robustly, and this one has pretty robust ones. Yeah. And just so you know, for my safety chat, I am wearing hearing protection, as well as wearing a headset to just play music. And let me tell you, it's helping me stay focused. Let's see, so we were getting closer with this guy. And this guy seems to have a bit more stickiness near his edges, so we'll see. Maybe I'll go back to him in a minute. Alright. The only thing about my hearing protection, chat, is that sometimes I have to wiggle it in my ears a bit to make it stick in. Basically like little earplugs. Alright. Doing alright on that. So let's keep it up with a similar amount of power we were using. And this looks good for me. I've been very excited to use this setup, chat. It took a lot of researching to get this ready and learning how to be a plumber. At least the basics. What kind of music do you like to listen to, chat? I'm listening to some like funky jazz mix. No lyrics though. If I have lyrics, I'll be distracted. Haha! That's what we like to see, chat! You can even see the negative here. Depending on the rock here, and depending just how the set, sometimes how it kind of fossilizes a bit. Sometimes the matrix can be very sticky, and it won't really pop off as much like this. In which case you'd need a much finer scribe or just manual tools, honestly, to finish it. This one in particular does not seem to be that sticky. The other one we have is a little sticky, chat. And you might be seeing a lot of the matrix running around, because from here, the air is actually blowing out. You don't want that for very delicate fossils, But I'm not going to be working with, at least with this guy, on very delicate fossils. Okay, let's use a little less power. Just because we're getting a little close. And I've knocked off most of the matrix here. Oh. Wow, very cool. Very cool. Fracture planes, chat. They work. Oh, I should have taken the before pick, chat. Oh well. Maybe that's what I'll do before I start the streams. I'll take before picks. And I'll check you guys in just a second. I just got a little excited because I think we're almost done with this piece. Whew. I think it might need a little bit of a touch-up, but I think it's pretty good, chat. Yeah, any white spots I'm seeing there isn't from my my tool. It's actually just it's just what was left of the shell. That's the spirit. Good progress. I appreciate that, man. See? Very symmetrical. It's just the front of the shell has already been beaten up. So, yeah, like say, the front of the shell looks like when it fossilized, it got a little smushed in, probably by like, not a mudslide, but like, turbulent waters. Like a butterfly. It kind of does look like a butterfly. These are definitely they're more common, but they are quite nice. Let's see, the other end is still a little bit stuck in there, but from what I'm seeing, sorry, I can't see everything through the camera, chat, because sometimes the minerals shine a little better. So from what I'm seeing, the right end here is actually partially crushed anyway. So I could try to get rid of the little matrix on top of the right flange there. It's quite close. No, the matrix isn't even that close to it anymore. I'll try it. This isn't supposed to be a good piece, but remind me, chat. Wonder if it'll let me take a photo with this and not close the stream. That I don't know. Time isn't on. Okay. Oh well, I know what they look like, and you know what they look like. And alright, looks like after this one, we'll see. I just need to power up the condenser again. That might be a little loud. Ah. Huh. You know what? I think I have to turn on the compressor now. I think actually I may need to. I'll give it a try just for this little section here. Okay, still can use you. See. There we go. Woo! Alright, we're doing some good work here. I'm glad. I thought I'd take a little longer to pick this up. Let's show you chat. See? We didn't touch it, we just popped it off. And you can see that this was even a little bit bigger than the left side was. That's about where it ends. So this guy was actually a little bit longer and a little bit thicker probably than it looks like here. Like the front half kind of snapped off. They're just eroded. No, actually, it did not erode, because we know that. Well, it probably partially eroded, but we know that it was, like, crumpled out there. So the only thing that really broke off was this left half here. That part officially snapped off. My followers' goals? Did this not tell me about my follower goals? Let's see. Today? Oh, thank you for the follow, Matt 3 Uses. I appreciate it. This doesn't, I had to tap a button to actually see these pop up. Because of course I did. So, safe to say this one's actually completed. So, let's see, with that knowledge, can we clean up this one a little bit better? It's a bit harder because this one is white. And it's definitely a little stickier. But I think it's worth a shot. Let's give this guy a prep, and then I'll check my tank pressure after that. Is it not worth getting it out of the rock? Oh, like completely? Like, if I wanted to get this guy completely out of the rock, I could do that. The thing about some fossils, though, is you have to take into account that, well, one, is it worth the effort? Like this, if I did take it out, it would save me space. But at the same time, it would also, so this fossil I don't care as much about, but let's say for the sake that this is a fossil I wanted, right? Sometimes it is worth to get it out if you know the fossil is stable and you put glue on it and whatnot to make sure. This fossil is pretty stable. Maybe I'll practice that, actually. Maybe I like where you're thinking. But what I know from this cross-section that comes into view is that it is a bit crushed in the cross-section. So if I try completely digging it out, there will be flakes that will come off. If not, larger pieces will just come off. So sometimes the matrix is actually still holding the fossil together. And for more delicate fossils, you may opt to just keep this here, keep it in there, and then you can use like a clamp to break off more of the rock here, or like a buzzsaw for bigger pieces. I haven't tried that yet, but that would be what I'd do for this piece. I'd probably break off some of it. Although in some cases, they look quite nice with the matrix. One of these days I'll show you guys an example. Oh, hi 85 Dogs, how are you doing? This is a shell that I just prepped out, actually. You'd even see a lot of the marks because a lot of the matrix just came out. If it's safer, let it in. Never saw this work. Oh, no, it's fine. I love answering. I like to give you an idea. For like if you go to a museum, you'll see a lot of fossils are still just like this. They're just in the rock because they're delicate. Like this is a shell. The white parts there are already the last bits of the actual shell coming off. This is just like an impression under it, which is why it's the same color. Yeah, this is a Mucro spirifer brachiopod. So we did that, 85 Dogs, and we have also been playing around with this one, a similar shell. This one has a bit stickier matrix, so it's been harder to get it off. But we're going to try and clean up the edges here as best we can. Yeah, these shells really, they come out gorgeous. Even when they're broken, it makes it hard when I'm out in the field because I want to take them all. But I really shouldn't. But from broken ones like this, unless I don't have it, I won't take it, usually. But without further ado, we are low on tank pressure, so let's see what we can do here. And then I'm thinking we can try our first trilobite. Just me, does my mic sound kind of harsh and staticky? Maybe it's because my hand was on it. This is on my phone right now. It's just too close? Good to know. I'll make a note of that. Because usually I have the phone up to me, and then I have this up to me, so I can even see what's going on with the fossil. Only when I speak close? Good to know. I will do my best to refrain. Let's see here. So it looks like we might not even need to change tips exactly, chat. I do know this tip is better for shale, because shale splits more evenly like that. More evenly along fracture planes, I should say. But like for this shell, for example, I know it's falling apart, and I know there's bits and pieces, like right there's a shell piece. So I might not want to get it out. If it were like a skull, then maybe I would take the effort to take the pieces out if they were not like micro thin, and I would try gluing them together. Like with a very sturdy glue. But I do not have as much practice with that. I've had to glue some things, but more just like in the field to protect myself from losing a piece. See, what's nice with this guy is that I can still actually put my hand on the shell without really worrying too much about breaking it. In other fossils, it wouldn't be that case. It's definitely getting harder to tell where the edge starts. So, 85 dogs. I am pushing an angle here. Yeah, we're out of gas, right? Or close to it. I could tell. So we're pushing at an angle, and the head of this guy moves very fast. And it is, I don't have to touch the fossil, I can just get rid of the rock around it. I'll say these gloves are hard to take out. Alright, let me know if this is too loud for you guys. I have to do two things. One, depressurize this. Two. I need to let out the excess here, so give me a second, chat. I will read your text in a second. I just need to let this thing start powering up first. So it looks like when I get to low pressure, it will just stop working. And I need to let out the residual here. It's easier said than done. Okay. And let's see. I actually have not turned this on while I already have been using it. Just knob. Turn the power switch on. Okay. Let's see here. I wonder if I can just plug it out and plug it back in, chat. It's empty. There's no tank pressure in here. Let's see if it'll flip on. Huh. Alright, chat. I'm going to read your messages first. A little breeze. Okay. We're doing pretty well there. It's almost done. Let me just check. Let me just see what I can do about the condenser not turning on yet. chat. Let's see. I have my condenser on. I just needed a second. Now, is this too loud for you, chat? Let me know. I can at least keep you away from the air condenser. Or air compressor, it's not a condenser. So, chat, it's a little hard to hear me. That's probably from the air condenser. Chat, we are getting moved. So if I can clean up some of the matrix down here, maybe a bit on the side, I'll be happy. Let me know if it's still hard to hear me. I can just move and show you guys fossils in another part of the room. This will only take a couple minutes. We're getting pumped up. Yeah, we are. See, we're almost halfway already. I'm thinking, chat, we'll try to do some actual excavation. Like what you were thinking, Boardstein. This guy. How long will I be streaming? Let's see, it's 2:30, a couple hours, for sure. My goal is, to get a couple of these done here. If I do manage to get through these, I will, pick up some more pieces for you guys. They're in this room. Yeah, we'll do some actual excavation. Rather than the cleaning that we're doing. But I wanted to learn some of this more precise movement. I'm actually impressed that the wide chisel can still do this nice cleaning. And I don't know, and this I don't think I'd use the wide chisel for, chat, but this is another piece I have. It's a very detailed, I believe it's the chest piece of some trilobite. Really get like the rib action here. I'm not sure what I'll do with them. I'm not sure if there's anything else in there. But if I'm correct, I think... I don't know who this is. Do you run out of space for keeping fossils? We're gonna find out. I have a trip next weekend. And, it's gonna be a bit harder to find a place for at least where I currently put my fossils. If not, I'll find a better spot for them. But one reason why is that one of my drawers is, it's basically filled up with one fossil, because I have a lot of protection for that fossil. It's either a bug fossil, a millipede fossil that I have, or it's actually an extremely rare Eurypterid. Both of them are extremely rare, but the Eurypterid does not have a defined species currently. So, if there is more of it in there... do I have some big ones? Some. Let me think. The biggest one I have is this bone block that I have here. I can show you, chat. It's almost done filling up. But give me just a second. I'll take it out. I don't mind showing you. this is the... much better. That just fixed. So I wouldn't say this is... In terms of size, it's definitely one of the larger ones I have. But what makes this special is that from this site I went to, this is the biggest piece of rock I have from that site, because everything else was very flaky. So, what we have here, chat, and it just came out like this, like beautifully came out like this. I had to do zero work. This is the skull plate of a Megalithiidae, a type of giant fish in the late Devonian. I believe it's Megalithiidae at least. And it is quite complete compared to, and large compared to the ones I've seen. Like, it is big. And this is just the negative. It just popped right off. Now, what makes this even more special, so the environment this was in was kind of like a river, and mud, like very river and muddy. So if you can see the shiny bits here, chat, they're kind of throughout the piece here, but I think some of this is plant matter, I think. Like over here. This might not be plant matter. I'm trying to see myself. But there is a lot of stuff in here. Like, this is a big chunk that fossilized together with plant matter and potentially more bones of this fish. So, this is what I was thinking when I was saying sometimes you keep things in the matrix because they look really nice. And I don't know, the presentation of this guy in the matrix is just like, definitely pretty elite. Like, there might be a day where I do try to clean up some of this and see if I can find anything like in this section or something. But for now, this is my gorgeous skull plate. As you can see, I glued it in the field. Maybe a little too much, because I was like, oh my god, I don't want to break this. I want this to stay as it is. So, I have a bunch of other fossils. This one is from Pennsylvania. I was very lucky to dig at this site. Usually you can't dig there unless you like work for the state. So let me just put that away, chat, and just gonna go get some more water, and then let's finish up this fossil. So bear with me. chat. You got me thinking. That is my biggest fossil if you include the rock. Still looks good with glue. Appreciate it. It wasn't that much more glue, but maybe a little more than I would. I'm going to show you one more fossil that is actually, well, it's a trio of fossils that I found at that site. And they're definitely bigger. Here, I'm going to take you guys on a little trip. But this is my little fossil stand here. And these three I also found at that site. And I had to glue them back together. But these are... You can't really see that one that well. One second. Just gonna move it around in here. So these guys are gyrocanthus spines. This one I kept the tip in the matrix still, at least for now, because I had to glue this in 1, 2, 3, 4 separate pieces. So during the very end of my trip, I dug for like 17 hours over 2 days. And I had a beautiful shelf of rock that I was working on. It had a lot of great stuff in it. Most people were moving around a lot, but I found my spot, and boy did I dig. At the very end of my trip, I wasn't expecting anything grand. I was just looking for something. And in the very flaky part of the shelf I had, where I didn't expect anything, I found these three all bunched up next to each other. So these three and that other one were all from the same spot. Was this all one piece? These three are separate fins, but they're since they were literally touching each other. This is from Pennsylvania. At that site, at that state protected site that most people are not allowed to go to without proper permissions. So I found these three literally cuddled up next to each other. So I'm assuming they're from the same fish. And it really does seem like it size-wise. And I believe these are actually the 3 different kinds of spines you can get on a gyrocanthus. A gyrocanthus is a placoderm, an armored fish. And it had these very bony spines protecting all of its fins. They're very large. And the pectoral ones, especially can encompass basically from the neck to the back of the fish. They're very large. So people thought that this fish was way bigger than it was because the spines were huge. But it wasn't that huge. But I managed to get the back spine. This is a little bit more broken up. But this one I believe is, because of the shape here, is a chest spine. It's sort of laid flat against its chest, like so. And this one, I believe, is a dorsal spine. So it would be on the probably top of the fish. It had two dorsal spines. So it's kind of funny that I didn't just get one spine like many people did. Although I will say some people got better conditioned spines? Question mark. Only two other people got them to my knowledge, but they only got one. I managed to get three, and all different kinds from the same fish. So this one I'm really happy about, and it's definitely larger than that skull plate. But you just got me thinking about that. I'll show you more fossils one of these days, chat. When I get back from my trip, maybe on the Monday, what I'll do is when I organize my stuff, I'll go through them with you. Not this Monday. Next Monday, the 11th? Question mark? Or is it 12th? But we'll see. We'll see. At the very least, I'll go through it with you, chat. But when you go to sites like this, you have to do a lot of research. Especially if you're like me and you're still a bit of an amateur. It really helps to just know what is out there. Always lucky and gotcha. I will say, for my first time at that site, I was incredibly lucky. Also, I think most people were actually digging in the wrong place. Like, for whatever reason, the paleontologist in the area just decided not to tell people until the second day. So most people were so this place has a plant section and an animal section. It's quite unique in that way. And I did get a plant, but not many. But most people were just like in the plant section, where you can find some stuff, but you don't often find like fish or other vertebrates. You often don't find it. And funnily enough, I found my my probable millipede / Eurypterid in like a small bit of that layer. Like, my shelf had mostly vertebrate stuff, but it had a very small layer of plant matter. So I was quite lucky. But most people just got tons of plants. And some of them were nice, but a lot of them weren't as detailed as they could be. So I kind of lucked out, and I was the guy getting most of the vertebrate stuff, along with a bunch of nice teeth, like fish teeth. Because there was a fish over there called Hyneria, and that fish can get to the size of like a minibus, so like 12 feet long. And I definitely got at least one tooth from at least a subadult. But that's enough yapping. You can get me yapping about anything, chat. Well, especially if it's fossil related. So, I tapped you with my head. So what are we doing here? Cleaning the bottom here and the top. Oh, right. Yep, I know. I know you have enough juice. You guys can see chat? I think so. Thank you for the follow request. I'm reading this backwards. Follower goal? Yeah. Nice. Those Overmortal streams definitely help, but I'm hoping you guys enjoy this content too. I'll be playing games too. I have a couple of indie games that I want to show you guys. Ooh, I like that technique. We're getting there. So, I think for this guy, the matrix around the very edge of the shell is very sticky. Like, I knew it would be. Let me show you, chat. What a jump scare. I'm only here for Fatalis. I'm only here for Overmortal and Fossils. Is it hard to work in the gloves? Yeah, it is. He wants them for himself till second day. I mean, I told people that I was finding it. The gloves are a bit unwieldy, but what's more annoying is that for this chisel, I have to kind of have it twisted in my hand. To make it flat. What a jump scare. Yeah, sometimes the rock does just come off. What's hard here is that it's because the shell is so fractured, it's hard to tell how I'm doing sometimes. I think I'm doing fine. I'm just getting a little close to this guy. Oh, the condenser? What? Oh, yeah. Sorry, I left the condenser on so it actually refilled while I was doing that. I'll turn it off for now. I think without more manual tools or more deeper tools, chat, I think this is about the best this one's going to get. How can I not? They always do that. I'm trying. I don't know if I can enter chat mode here. Chatting. Oh, can I not click his name from here? One second, I get rid of him. I'll try to. Those bots always come back. I'll turn the stream on my computer to ban the next one. Alright, got rid of him, chat. Alright. So, chat, I am going to let you choose the next fossil. We have two choices here. Although they are both trilobites. You know what? I'm gonna pick you guys up so I can see what you're saying. So, we have two choices here. One is to try unearthing this trilobite and maybe anything else that's in this bit of thicker slate. But the goal will be to get this enrolled trilobite out. I'm predicting he's enrolled anyway. I found a similar but much smaller and, well, worn away one before. And then two is this guy. And definitely for this guy, I might start with the chisel tip, but I'm going to probably change it out. Like, I'll use it on, like, the big massive matrix here. But if you can see under it, you can see these kind of little... They're almost like a fan shape under him. Yeah, that's better. And that fan shape... that's an impression that was fossilized, but it would be attached to the back of this guy. Which one is harder? I feel like this one would be more difficult. But I could be wrong. If this matrix just pops off, like I'm guessing it will, I don't think it'll be so bad. Excavating this guy will definitely take a lot of time. Especially if I want to like be on the lookout for anything else. Which one? This one? You want to do the excavation? Oh, the first one? Alright. Whew, okay, I like the challenge. If this shell didn't come out so nicely, maybe I would have a second thought. But, alright. Cracking my neck, chat. Got my playlist going. We got a full pressure tank. Let's do this. So I'm definitely going to use low power. And I'm using this guy. Let's lock in, chat. Let's start far away from this guy. Woo! Let me see here. I need another good look at this guy. I think we're making good progress. Here, I'll show you too, chat. If you go to work now, but have fun, thank you. And thank you, good luck. Whew. So we managed to open it up a bit. You can see some more of the spines. I think at this point I have to switch tips though. I'm just getting too worried about hitting this guy somewhere. Though it's still hard for me to tell if he's actually in there. But I'm going to switch to a more finer tip. Whew. Give me 1 second here, chat. Whew. Yeah, I should be able to. Wow, that used a lot of the tool pressure actually doing that, chat. Believe it or not. Him out. Even if it's not a full trilobite, chat, I think this is very good experience. In general. That should be fine. This goes there. Put this guy away. There we go. Switched out the tip chat so you can see much finer tip here. That should also do wonders on my hand. All right. Whew. Let's get this bread, chat. Whew, definitely slower than the chisel. Whew. Oh, that's why. I was like, why is the power going away? Alright, I'm gonna turn this guy back on, chat. Look at the progress. It looks like my music turned off. Woo! Definitely more of a challenge than I thought. Sup? Oh, we got a German. Translate this trust. Hi, Corvus. Sup, sir? Doing dental service live stream? You know it. Not even chatting with us? That's because I can't see. Because right now you're being recorded on my phone. So we got a bit of the bottom out here. But the rest of this seems to be sticking pretty well. I'm going to try attacking from up here more in a minute. But let me turn my music back on, chat. No, I literally can't see it, otherwise I would do it. But what's up? How you doing, sir? Full. Thought I might drop by now. They don't stream at like 1 a.m. Yeah, today was nice. 10 p.m. for you? Jeez. I was just I have my headset on, my music turned off. Oh, if you can hear that, yeah, that's the air compressor filling up. That's how I power up my tool. Whale hobbies. Listen, man. I didn't get no sissy air condenser or air compressor. This one lasts long enough, you know. Otherwise, I'd have to recharge every like couple minutes, you know. That would be hard. All right. I'm not sure if this guy will have a head chat. I'm thinking it's just a molt. But there's always a chance. But yeah, I'm trying to stream more consistently at better hours. That is the goal. At least on Saturdays. It's a slow but steady journey, chat. Oh, looks like there's a little show right there. Not that we care about it. Oh. Aha. Look, a little shout chat. What the heck? Cute. He broke along the fracture plane of that. Let's see. Oh, damn, you're getting blasted and still no music? Well, I'd love to, if I could give it to you. Right now, this computer back here is old and the monitor isn't working. But the moment I can do that, chat, I will have you guys listen to this playlist. That is the goal. But here's a little shell that was in there. Oh, come on. So I got the older rock out of the rock. I'm trying to get a trilobite out of here right now. But there was this guy stuck in there. I guess it would technically this would be older than the trilobite. It's actually it's a small one, but it's in pretty nice condition. So I may actually keep this and try recording this as if this is a species I don't have. Cute. You should see some of the shells that come out from here, chat. They can get like almost to the size of my fist. At least my knuckles. They're pretty big. Rock opening successful. Yeah, well, there's that, but we still have this guy to excavate. Oh, you are upside down. We're still trying to excavate this guy and see if there's any more to him. When are we doing it? This guy? I'm gonna keep trying. That part just came off while I was doing it. I haven't seen any part of this trilobite past the butt. So I'm starting to think there is nothing more than the butt. But I'll give it a shot. Oh, do the big one? That one isn't as stuck in the rock. It actually came out, if I remember. It might have some, like, matrix stuck on it, but it actually came out by itself. Sometimes they'll pop out. I was hoping this guy would pop out a little more. Alas. Let me, Give me 1 second, chat. I think I know what species this is, so let me just take out a photo just so I know what I'm dealing with. Because I have an idea. Alright, chat, we're in Middle Devonian. Let's see. Oh, this... Let me see. I actually have an identification book here. So I'm still not exactly sure which one our friend is. What do you guys think? Honestly, I just sit here and think that's a rock on a rock. Yeah. But look at that. Cheating, not remembering? No, that's what you do when you try excavating something. So you don't just know. Here, chat. I think I know which one this is. Based on the back here, you can see there's the impression. I know what it is. I just don't remember exactly the shape. Bruh. Diplura. I might have some Diplura I can pop open. These guys. Well, you see, this book's a little old, so I think these species did get changed, but these couple were all thrown into the same species. They have this, like, plural lapets. That's what they call it. These guys. So I'm just trying to... What I really wanted to see is the size of these butts, and if this guy is one of the more short and stout ones to fit in here. So this is probably just a butt. Maybe there's a little more. But I think it's still a worthy exercise. Very worthy exercise. Because I can tell you for certain, chat, that I have stuff that is definitely at least the head and could be more. So, I'm excited. Is the condition of my piece? Yeah, my piece is probably just a butt, which is a molt, basically. Part of a molt. Because trilobites, they shed their shells quite often, and there are a lot of them, which is why trilobites are not the most uncommon fossil in the world. Finding a nice articulated one is, but I can tell you the enrolled one, if that one is truly enrolled, in the other part, is that would be a live trilobite that was buried like that. Let's see what we can do here, chat. Whew. We're getting there, I think, chat. I still don't see anything, though. Alright, let's have a look, chat. Then I have to fill up the air condenser, air compressor. Woo! I'm sweating. Catch you later, sir. How? Whoops. Yeah, these very small pieces are not easy. Now I'm much more sure it's just the bottom, but I have to be safe. I have to be safe. Alright, let's turn on the compressor, chat. Oh. After this, I'll switch to the other tip, and we can try the other piece. I definitely feel more comfortable using this finer tip, but man, it's work. Try to excavate this guy. I don't think I have to be as gentle, at least to start. How you doing today, Chad? You guys have got any weekend plans? Battery's at 21%, good to know. So we'll try finishing this guy then. Should only take another minute. But we're getting the hang of this chat. Ah, no. Ah, come on, man. Always something, chat. Always something. Oh, glad this happened now and not at the start. How does it even slide off? Oh boy. Let's see. Oh, I still feel something here. Ah! Bottom flap didn't go around. Come on, man. How could you do that to me? Alright, I'm gonna grab a screwdriver. 1 second, chat. right, chat. See if we can fix this on stream. It's not easy to do with two hands. Nice. We did it, chat. Whew. Did I break it? No, I didn't break it. Just the collar off the glove came off. Okay. But it didn't break. I just need to grab a tool because you need a you need a screw to tighten it. How much power we got? All right. We'll do our best here, chat. Eventually, chat, I will get a microscope to help me with these smaller pieces. Like, really. There we go. Yeah, so no trilobite in here, chat. But we can at least clean this up a bit. Alright, chat. Let's take a lookie. Alright, let's see. So here we have the butt of a trilobite. Not sure if it's a molt or not, but it looks good. Alright, and next time you'll either be talking about next steps or what I found on my next trip. But this guy should be a whole trilobite. Shouldn't just be a butt. It'd be very silly if this one was just a butt. What time is it? 4? Alright. Alright, we got 10% left, chat. And we have about half a tank left. Alright, well, you know what? Let me try changing the head of my guy again. Of my scribe. And we can at least start, I think. What's nice is that the heads are pretty interchangeable. And I've gotten the hang of it more. Alright. One step. Second step. Alright, chat. Operation Excavate this trilobite is a go. Well, at least start something. Then I'll have to go. What's nice about this one is that it's a different color. Ah, huh. Wow, that's actually the weakest. Huh. Okay.